Hello and welcome to the Wayne State Coaches Show, an exclusive here on WayneNews.com. I'm Mike Carnes, your host for all things Wildcat Athletics. When we come back, we will talk with Wayne State men's basketball coach Jeff Kaminsky about the Wildcats' recent road trip. We'll do that after this time out here on MyWayneNews.com.
The Coaches Show is sponsored by Pack and Save. Pack and Save is a proud supporter of Wildcat Athletics and is your one-stop shop for savings. Check out Pack and Save's excellent produce and find the best cuts in their grade A meat department. Be sure to stop at the Top Notch Deli where you can find their amazing fried chicken, daily lunch specials, and all the fixings for your next tailgate or viewing party. Pack and Save is open from 7:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week, and their staff is waiting to help you for all of your grocery needs. Pack and Save, your one-stop shop for savings in Wayne, America. Go Cats!
Welcome back to the Wayne State Coaches Show on MyWayneNews.com, and time to talk with Coach Jeff Kaminsky. The Wildcats getting a split over the weekend on the road. They lose a heartbreaker to Moorhead on Friday night, 80-76, but then come back on Saturday and win against Northern State, 84-81. And Coach, it's one of the things about playing on the road. It's tough to play back-to-back games, and especially when you come off a loss on Friday night. Sometimes it's kind of hard to bounce back on that Saturday game, but you guys did a great job. Had a really nice lead on Northern State and were able to hang on and get the win there.
Well, what makes it especially tough to bounce back is the opponent. When Northern State, obviously, leading our league right now, and probably to this point has been the best team in our league. So to have a game where we had a great opportunity to win on Friday, and sort of let go of that. And then to be faced with playing Northern on their home court, just coming off a 30-plus point win over Augustana, it was a tough challenge, but really proud of our guys. That is about as big a win as we could have in that situation, and obviously keeps us kind of in the mix here going into the second half of the conference race.
Yeah, Wildcats dropped a close one on Friday. They led by 5 at the half and led by as many as 11 before Moorhead was able to rally and get that win. One of the highlights of the game Friday night, Vance Jansen getting his 1,000th career point in the ball game. He had 16 points in the game, finishing right behind Kendall Jacks with 17, and also Nick Ferrarini had 16 points and Trevin Joseph with 13. Vance getting his 1,000th point. That's he's obviously has had a great career here and has been one of the fun players to watch for this team during the last 4 years.
Well, he's been fantastic for us, and when you think of Vance and all the things he does, scoring's not the first thing that comes to mind because he does so many other things for us, and he can score. And we've always, interesting when you evaluate players. Sometimes a player, has to score to play well, and Vance is one of those, rare players who doesn't really have to score a lot and can have a huge impact on the game. And yet, for this season, we need him to score more, and he's taken on that role. And so it's great to see him, get that individual accomplishment. Unfortunately, he came, in a loss. So really, those are things we'll look back on, when the year's done. And we did get the ball for him. I don't know if he knows that yet, but we got the ball. Made a little trade out after the game, but when you're having a good year and you're accomplishing a lot of things as a team, those individual things kind of come. They're certainly more enjoyable, more rewarding, and Vance has been just such a big part of what we've done here the last 3 years, and he's had such a great career for us. Hopefully we can finish it off with him scoring a few more points here and winning a few more games.
You bet. And Wildcats bounced back on Saturday with that big win. They led by as many as 14 before Northern State came back to make a game with it. Vance makes 2 free throws at the end to seal the win in that, but the highlight of that was Trevin Joseph going off for 31 points. Kendall Jackson added 15, Jordan Jansen with 14, and Vance with 13. Trevin has had some big scoring games for us this year, and comes through big in a game against Northern. And as you said, Northern leading the conference, so to be able to go in on their home floor and get a win there and have Trevin have a big game like that was a huge element in that win.
Oh, for sure, and I think a challenge. I think Northern has a couple guys that they think are really high-level defenders, and they tried to have that matchup with Trevin and with Kendall. and both Trevin and Kendall obviously played pretty well and rose to the occasion. And yeah, just really proud of how those guys are continuing to develop and get better and play better, you know, as the season wears on, and play really, really well in big games. And you're sort of getting to the point of expecting that now, and that gives, I think, our entire team a lot of confidence to know when we have a big game, a tough game like Northern State, you know, who Northern's capable of, you know, putting a 25, 30-point loss on you on their home court. That not only is that not going to happen, but we're going to have a great chance to win and control the game if we play well and know that we're going to get, you know, a lot of scoring from those two guys. Mm-hmm. And our entire starting group is has really become balanced in terms of giving us some inside-outside scoring.
I thought at the start of the year it seemed like Trevin was kind of hot and cold as far as his scoring production was concerned, but really since conference play has started up, he's really been a consistent high teens, low 20s score for you, and has really kind of stepped to the forefront of the offense. Yeah,
I think early in the year he wasn't shooting the three very well, and with Trevin, that's certainly part of his game. But I think the biggest thing is defensively, he's been a lot more engaged. And last year there were times if he wasn't scoring the ball well, we might have taken him out for defensive purposes and not have him on the floor, which it's hard to score if you're not on the floor. Right. And this year we've been able to get through situations where he hasn't maybe shot it as well, but he's defending well, and he's doing a good job on that end of the floor, and then the scoring comes. He's just too good of a player if he's out there, that eventually he's going to make some plays for us, and obviously made a lot of plays in the Northern game.
Wildcats sitting at 13-4 on the season now, 8-3 in the Northern Sun Conference. A couple of big home games coming up this weekend. Playing the Saturday-Sunday games this weekend. We'll have Mankato in town for a Saturday game at 5:30, and Concordia comes to town Sunday at 3:30. And we were talking before we started videoing this that the Minnesota State game always seems to be a tough one, and but a great opportunity to get 2 wins at home and continue to play well in the conference.
Well, it is obviously a big game. You don't really want to get involved too much with the standings, but we understand Mankato is one of those teams that's competing for the league, and a team we haven't beaten for a number of years. So looking forward to that challenge. Mankato, as usual, is one of the more talented, if not the most talented team in the league. They always have Division I transfers and guys that can really play at a high level. So we've got to be tougher than they are. We've got to play more together than they do, and realize it's going to be a big challenge, but looking forward to it.
All right. Well, Wildcats at home, as we said, Saturday, Sunday this weekend instead of the usual Friday, Saturday. So mark that on your calendar. Mankato game Saturday afternoon at 5:30, and Concordia St. Paul on Sunday at 3:30. Coach, good luck this weekend, and hopefully we have 2 wins to talk about next week.
Yeah, that would be awesome. So thanks for having me on.
All right, we'll take a time out and have more here on Wayne State Coaches Show right after this.
The Coaches Show is sponsored by Pack and Save. Pack and Save is a proud supporter of Wildcat Athletics and is your one-stop shop for savings. Check out Pack and Save's excellent produce and find the best cuts in their grade A meat department. Be sure to stop at the Top Notch Deli, where you can find their amazing fried chicken, daily lunch specials, and all the fixings for your next tailgate or viewing party. Pack and Save is open from 7:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week, and their staff is waiting to help you for all of your grocery needs. Pack and Save, your one-stop shop for savings in Wayne, America. Go Cats!
Hello and welcome back to the Wayne State Coaches Show on MyWayneNews.com. And just to update everything this weekend, the men's and women's basketball teams will be home with Saturday and Sunday games at Rice Auditorium. 3:30 and 1:30 starts for both doubleheaders on Saturday and Sunday. Minnesota State will be in town on Saturday, and Concordia St. Paul will be here on Sunday. And the Wayne State track and field teams will head up to Minnesota State Friday and Saturday for the Minnesota State Open. That'll be taking place in Mankato, Minnesota. That's going to do it for this week's edition of the Wayne State Coaches Show. Have yourselves a good week. We'll be back with more Wayne State athletics here on MyWayneNews.com. Until then, this is Mike Carnes, and we'll see you later.